Today on the channel from WWE From the Vault Series 5, we got the return of John Cone.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Elite From the Vault Series 5 unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got referee John Cone. But for all your John Cone needs and a whole lot more, make sure you hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And of course, From the Vault Series 5, a Ringside Collectible. So that's the only place you're going to find this set is over there at Ringside using code Kyle to save yourself 10%. Of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And John Cone, no stranger to the line. His son, Nicholas, a Build-A-Figure, and he himself, once upon a time, a Build-A-Figure, now getting released in the single card here. Very interesting. Now, I do think John Cone is warranted for a figure. We got the Build-A-Figure, of course. And I don't think they could put him in a regular Elite line. I don't know if there's enough meat on the bone there for that. But From the Vault, Ringside exclusive makes a lot of sense. But me personally, I don't like the idea of a Build-A-Figure being re-released like this, especially so soon. Now, if they went 10 years back to the first Build-A-Figure, they re-released that From the Vault. Not too big of a deal. But this one was just out fairly recently. I don't know if we needed this John Cone back out this soon, but for whatever reason they did decide to do that. But I do like the idea of getting referee figures out there. Referee figures, of course, go back to the LJN days, Remco days. We had them back then, but it was Hasbro we didn't get them. I guess we got them in the Jakks Bone Cruncher, kind of. Not the same material, but did work. But we don't get enough referee figures. Would have preferred, personally, maybe a different referee figure, but wouldn't make a lot of sense in the Vault line. So I don't know. It's not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing ever. It is cool to get another referee. And I guess there's people out there, of course, that I didn't want to get the Build-A-Figure. I didn't want all those to get him. Now I can get him separate. That works for me. Personally, for me, I would have liked to have seen the Chase edition just been the regular edition. Enough meat on the bone. He's got a SmackDown shirt on. That works for me. I don't know if I would have had From the Vault have the Chase edition be John Cone, and we will unbox that in a separate video. So getting awfully wordy here. It's not the worst thing. It's not the best thing. It's somewhere in the middle, I guess is what I'll say. But cool to get a referee figure. And of course, Todd McFarlane, you're right. You and I about, was that 5 years ago, 6 years ago? What is time once again? I was a referee, of course, for a local indie group. A great referee, salt of the earth, they may say. I put it right down the middle like a young Fonzie once upon a time. And Todd was in the front row heckling me the whole time. You had your socks off and your toes up in the air, and everybody was looking like, who is this guy here? And they didn't know who Todd McFarlane was in this rural community we were refereeing, or I was refereeing in. But it was quite the night there, and Todd kept it entertaining for sure. But man, you were giving me a hard time. I was just trying to do my job. So John Cone, he knows what it's like to have a tough job, of course, as a referee. And of course, good friend of the channel, Midwest professional wrestling legend, Gage Octane, of course, the announcer for The Kyle Peterson Show. Cheap plug for my podcast every single Tuesday where podcasts are found, videocast on YouTube. Gage Octane is the announcer of The Kyle Peterson Show, and also, of course, a Midwest professional wrestling legend who used to be with John Cone once upon a time. Yes, you didn't know that? Well, now you do, Todd McFarlane. Did you also know I would stop at his donut shop back in Kansas City? I don't think John owns that donut shop anymore, but there's a lot of John Cone and WWE memorabilia in that donut store in Kansas City. I stayed at a hotel over there a couple times on my work travel. So I went in there, got a donut. Where's John Cone? Is he running around? He was never there. But enough jibber jabber out of me. Let's dive into this John Cone figure. How about John Cone? 8 and up, you 7-year-olds. You can't handle John Cone. Looking good in the package. WWE, of course. Got the stripes on. Looking very good there. True effects. Of course, Ringside Collectible exclusive Elite Collection. John Cone on the side. John Cone on the side. Looking very determined, of course. Still working for WWE, as we know, in the office. Cross-sell down below, unboxing all of these on the channel. And, of course, we will rate the entire wave of Series 5 from my least favorite to my favorite and unbox the John Cone Chase in that video, so stay tuned for that. Got the tail of the tape on that one right there. Let's see what it says. Did you know, on top of being a referee in some of WWE's most high-profile matches over the year, John Cone is an avid collector of referee action figures. So how about that? So a small collection, one of those nice little ancillary collections you could have, I guess what we'll call that. See you later, Mr. Cone. Goodbye. Plastic Prison. Of course, you know we got twist ties in here. Love that we get all the hands with John Cone, though. That is so key for a referee. You know, if you're going to have a referee figure, do it right. Let's get a million hands for him. We can get all kinds of different emotions, all different kind of counts going out of it. And as I always say, you got to make them different. So, of course, I have the Build-A-Figure version of this. I'm going to do a different hand combination to make it as different as possible. That's always the pro tip, as we know. But let's get all these hands out here, see what's going on with John Cone. A lot of hands going on here. Come on. Maybe. There we go. Crunch, crunch. John Cone. And then we get two splayed out hands. There it is. Ready to go. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's dive into these hand accessories here. We got the one finger. It's going to give you a one, so you got to have that. Of course, got to have the two. It's a two. And then we, of course, got the three. It's a three. And we got doubled up on the threes. So I guess he's really celebrating. He's going all up in the three count. So we get doubles of that. We do get splayed out hands here. Perfect for making that count, of course, down on the ground. So you got two of those. And then the confusing hands here. What is up with this? It's the four hands. It's the dreaded four. Is he reffing a King Kong Bundy match on his way to five? I'm not exactly sure, but it's a four count or in a plot twist. Could it be a conspiracy, Mr. McFarlane? Could he be a member of the Four Horsemen? A secret member of the Horsemen? He's putting up the four hands. Have to imagine if we ever get some Horseman figures again, you got to think these hands will be in the mix. There's no doubt about it. Very, very cool. And I guess who's stopping you? Heat up the hands on your Arn and Tully Blanchard Legends figures from back in the day. Stick these on there. You could have some Four Horsemen hands. That would be pretty cool, but a little wild. I don't know what the four is supposed to represent. Am I missing something here? I don't know. But now we're diving into John Cone here. So we do get an opposite hands here. You get the two and the one. Would have liked a Fist of Fury for John Cone. He could just be a fiery referee. He could be what? Johnny Angel? Wasn't that back in his wrestling days? Something like that. I'll have to ask Gage Octane. He could tell us all about it. And Gage Octane will be my co-host on the Kyle Peterson Show here in July. My wife Angie's on a trip to Philadelphia. Beautiful this time of year. Cheesesteaks as far as the eye can see. But she's going on a girls' trip with her mom and her sisters to Philadelphia, of all places. Going to be a wild time. Hopefully she makes it out alive. We'll see. I hope she doesn't get in any trouble out there in Philadelphia. You know, it's the city of brotherly love. I don't know about sisterly love, though. We'll see what happens there. But while she is gone, I will need a co-host. And Midwest professional wrestling legend Gage Octane has been nice enough to be my co-host in July. So it's going to be fun. We're going to dive into his career. We're going to dive into his action figure collecting. Stay tuned to that in a special episode of the Kyle Peterson Show. But now we're diving into one John Cone here. Looks like John Cone. Fabulous head sculpt on this. Looks a little perturbed. A little perturbed is what he looks like. Got the hair looking good. My grandma would love this haircut. There's no doubt about it. Two ears, two eyes, a nose and a mouth, playing all those hits. He's got the collar going on, so he is welcome into Club Eternia. And I believe, fact check this, Mark Summers, John Cone, big He-Man guy. Big He-Man guy. He's down with the Masters Universe, so you know he's getting into Club Grayskull. Looking good with that black collar. Of course, he's got the striped shirt on. He's ready to referee or work a part-time gig at Foot Locker. He'll do whatever he needs to. Got the WWE scratch logo on the chest and the sleeves, looking good. Got the bare arms, and of course, already walked through the hands on this. You got the black pants down here, of course, looking good as well. Got a little belt action. Black shoes here. He's just a true referee, dressed in black, ready to call it down the middle like a young Fonzie is what he's ready to do. Looking good. Does he fit on a ringside stand? Yes, he does. And of course, arms all the way around for us. Bicep cut. Double jointed. Pinless elbows. Hands removable. Back forth, side to side. Head back forth, side to side. Ab crunch. Waist articulation. Big old leg. Uh-oh. Made in Vietnam, I figured. It works okay. It's a little tight, but it'll pass. It does work. Thigh cut. Double jointed pinless knees. Look at that. You can get him in a sweet position right there. Sweet position. Then you get a little bit of ankles back and forth, side to side. Not a ton of movement on the ankles right there, but not a bad day at the office for one John Cone here. Very cool for him. He collects wrestling figures. Very cool to get this one. I'm here for that. Looking pretty darn good right there is John Cone. If you missed the Build-A-Figure, this is going to be perfect for you. But speaking of that Build-A-Figure, Gonna grab that right here, take a look at it. Now I see a difference right off the bat on this one here. You do got the WWE scratch logo on one side, but not both sides. So I guess that's how you're going to tell them apart here, is the difference on the shoulder. So you got one and one without. And also on the old one, it's a different WWE. I guess it's more current maybe, where you got the scratch one on here. So the logos are a little bit different. Heads are the same. Hands are the same. Pinless joints, of course. Body looks to be the same. So very, very small differences. I guess what era do you like your scratch logo or you'd like your WWE logo from? I guess that's going to depend which one you want. I think to most people it won't matter and you probably only need one. Cool thing about this one though is we get removable heads. We get tons of different Elite figures. You could pop off a John Cone head and put a different head on here and get a different referee. So that is kind of nice. I could see, I guess, if these went on clearance one day, maybe they go on a deal or maybe they don't even go on a deal. People army building referees, using some head fodder, some extra heads, making a referee group, because it wouldn't be bad for you figure photographers to have a bunch of referees around or something. I could see that happening as well. So there is some uses out of this. It is a bit of a deep cut, but I think out of all the lines it could be in outside of a Build-A-Figure, this works the best from the vault for me personally. I don't know about you, but what are your thoughts on referee John Cone? Are you here for this figure? Is this an immediate pickup for you? Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comment. A lot to unpack in this video. From me refereeing, hitting up his donut shop, talking referee figures, talking about him wrestling once upon a time, Midwest Professional Wrestling, Gage Octane. We'll try to remember to ask him some John Cone stories as well. A lot to unpack in this video here. That's why this video and this channel is much more than just the action figure. It's about the stories. It's about the story. Some love it, some hate it. And that's the way it goes. But let me know your thoughts in the comments about the old John Cone. You picking it up or you passing? Let me know. Of course, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. Got to get a deal, of course. A lot of content over there to keep you busy. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, my podcast email if you want to email me something. And that podcast available each and every single Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. So for referee John Cone, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
Get that real guitar.